Hello everyone. We are going to get started in just a second. Let me fix this. There we go. I don't want to mess it up too much, but I am standing today, so just in case I want to come forward or back up, I want to make sure that I'm completely in the frame. If you are new here, hi, my name is Kendra. I'm a oh goodness, hold on. Let me get a drink of water. Okay, that feels a little bit better. Okay. If you are new here, hi, my name is Kendra. I'm a plant-based lifestyle strategist. So I'm here to support you today in understanding and just diving into the life-changing support and conversation that we need to have about you, about specifically your health, your energy, and the way that you are treating your body. Because a lot of people are not realizing what they're doing and how they're damaging their body. And so I have a question for us to start out with and to ask you is, when's the last time you felt like your body was actually working with you? When's the last time you actually feel completely connected to your body, to the point where you're so connected that you know that you are treating your body like a temple and you're reaping the rewards of you treating your body like a temple? The seeds that you sow are actually going in your favor versus harming you and hurting you and going against you. Because a lot of people are sitting here right now not reaping the benefits of the seeds that they sow. Up there, or you're getting in your cage. Go. Up there. Nala. Go. Hold on, let me put her in her cage 5 seconds. Because I don't think she's going to act. I'm going to give her one more chance, actually. I'm going to give her one more chance. And if she doesn't act right, I'm going to put her in the cage. Because I don't have time for her today. I don't have time for this dog. And so, when's the last time you felt like you were treating your body and you were connected to the sacred space that is your body? Because that is how you know you're treating your body like the temple that it is, and that you should be treating your body, how you should be treating your body. Because I want you to take a moment and really reflect on that. Understand that people aren't treating their bodies the way that they should be. And so in the instance that you aren't, that's the reason why we're reaping the sown seeds of sickness, illness, harming ourselves, sitting here struggling, sitting here feeling like we're in fight or flight mode, depression, anxiety. We're sitting here not treating our body the way that we should be, so we're not sitting there feeling any positivity when it comes to us getting a positive reaction. We're not feeling like we have energy because we don't have any energy, because we haven't eaten any energy, because we give our body no positive energy, no alive energy. Instead, we give our body a whole bunch of negative, dead energy. And that all revolves around the foods that you are eating. And so are you thriving in this lifestyle that you are living currently right now, or are you just sitting here surviving? How are you feeling? How are you reaping and benefiting from what you were doing? Like, that's a serious question. Do you feel like you're balanced? Do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel like you're assured? What are you feeling like? This is a mental inventory that you should be taking on a regular basis. Every single day, you should be able to ask yourself this set of questions. Am I overwhelmed? Am I fatigued? Am I out of balance? Am I feeling like I'm giving myself the stability that I need with the foods that I'm eating, the products that I'm using in my day-to-day habits? If you answer no to those, then just know that, first of all, you're not alone. Let's address that first. You're not alone. And 2, you can change that. Starting today, that can completely be out the window. All of those no's, I haven't, no I'm not. That can go out the window today. And you can start today. Because like we all like to talk about, every single day should be focused on being 1% better, right? So how are you upping your health when it comes to you being 1% better with how you're taking care of your body? The problem is that so many people have a overwhelmed kind of feeling in their life in general when it comes to their work, when it comes to dealing with their family, their kids, whatever else. They feel like that they are just completely overwhelmed. And statistics say and back this up, because when they did a study, nearly over 75% of Americans feel like they're overwhelmed with their day-to-day life, especially specifically around their health goals. They feel overwhelmed. And so what does that say about the 42% that actually don't feel overwhelmed? It's because they have cracked the code and gotten to the root cause of the issue and are now understanding how to take care of their body. They're now understanding how to truly take care and treat their body. And they're also realizing that in the past, that whole 74% of people that weren't taking care of their body right now, currently, they also were in that as well. Because we're all taught the same habits. It's the matter of breaking away from the programming or keep doing the same thing and treating your body like a piece of trash. Because you should be taking your body and taking it and treating it like the temple that it is. And you should know that your body's a temple outside of just saying, oh, I have standards. Oh, I don't let anybody treat me this way. When you eat any kind of thing and let anything come into your body, aka your temple, you have to understand that you're absorbing whatever energy you are eating. You're absorbing whatever energy you let a person come into your life and do. So it's the same thing of if you have boundaries. If you're a man or a woman, you don't let the opposite or whoever you date treat you any kind of way. Do anything in your lifestyle. Do anything in your marriage. Think about the fact that you sit there and do anything to your body when it comes to food as long as you consider it something edible. You don't care if it had additives, if it had fillers, if it had citric acid made from black mold. You don't care if it has titanium dioxide. You don't care if it has gums, which all of these things throw off your gut balance. That's not treating your body like a temple. That's not treating your body like it deserves and what it wants. And so that is going to continuously block your healing. So what does that look like when you're blocking your healing? When you are sitting there blocking your healing, you're causing toxins to build up inside of you. These toxins are not filtered out, so they store. And so once these toxins store inside of you, now you become inflamed. Now you have inflammation. Inflammation shows up in the signs of illness, disease, pain. So you have knee pain, you have back pain. You're sitting here dealing with all this anxiety. You're sitting here dealing with panic attacks. You're sitting here with the IBS, PCOS, fibroid cysts. This is what inflammation is. This is what it happens. Well, this is what happens when you are built up with toxins. Your body becomes inflamed. So it starts fighting itself. That's what the inflammation is. Instead of when you're working out, for instance, and you're breaking down and things are breaking down to build themselves back up, you're breaking down that muscle to build it back up. When you are stored up with toxins, which is causing inflammation, that sits there and breaks down your body, but nothing builds it up because you're not helping it build it up. When you really sit there and you look at the earth and how everything works, there's a duality to everything. And people love to talk about duality when it comes to witchcraft and all these different things, but you don't realize that there is duality in everything when you really look at it, because the Most High creates and then man mimics. And man brings sin into things. So when you look at, for instance, inflammation, God made inflammation for when we work out to break down a muscle to build it back up. But when we sit here and cause inflammation on our body, when we harm our body, we put inflammation into our body known as toxins. And then we sit there and we expect our body to fight it off and then build itself back up off of nothing. No health, no support. That's when we taint things. That's how we harm our bodies. This is how we block ourselves. And so realize that society is treating their health like an option, like an afterthought, like it puts it on the back burner, when it should be on the front line to realize you only get one temple, which is this body right here. You only get one vessel, which is this temple right here. So when are you going to start taking care of it? When you're 50? When you're 60? When you've already developed a disease? When you have cancer? Then you want to start taking care of your body? And your form of taking care of your body is doing chemo and radiation just to get rid of the cancer, which is not. Because you have to realize and really sit back and look at the fact that, like, every single day we are fighting off cancer. Every single day we get a little bit of cancer cells added into our life, because that's just how it works. Cancer feeds off of toxins, off of inflammation. The only reason why cancer thrives in people's bodies is because they're built up with toxins, overloaded, years of not treating their body correctly. And then on top of that, they sit there and they don't do anything about it because their body's been giving them warning signs. And so now at this point, cancer thrives. So now you have a tumor. Now you've been diagnosed with cancer. And when you sit there and you look at, for instance, how people, because people love to bring up about, okay, what about people that are born with illness, the people that kids get sick and all these different things. Look at the habits. It happens differently in our bodies. It can happen earlier and earlier because his parents, her parents, whoever, he, their parents could have been built up with toxins. And so this is coming back to the duality of things. It's either you have positive habits before and during, after your pregnancy, or you have negative habits. And that goes for the father and the mother. Because when you come together and make one producing being, they're finding out when they're doing scientific studies on fetuses, they're finding fetuses with microplastics in their mother's womb. Microplastics store inside of your fat cells, men and women. That causes different issues. Microplastics breach your blood-brain barrier. What is your blood-brain barrier for? Protecting your brain. So really sit there and think about the fact that if you're not even being able to protect your brain because you're too busy filled up with microplastics that you never expel, what's going to happen? You give birth to a child who's filled with microplastics. The same thing with parasites. Parasites breach your blood-brain barrier. Do you know how to expel parasites? Do you do it on a regular? And outside of this, oh, I have this little tincture drop. Oh, I have this supplement to take. Do you use food as your medicine and expel them with food? Do you know how to? Because majority of society does it, and you don't realize that all of this like disconnect that we have with our body and the disconnect that we have with the warning signs that our body gives us is causing internal stress. Stress is normalized in our society because we don't even see the warning signs to tell you you're internally stressed. We don't even see the warning signs to realize that your body has been stressed for years because it's been in fight or flight mode. Because since you started eating food, solid foods, you've been sitting here not nourishing your body, so you're malnourished. And I'm not saying malnourished like, oh, I don't get enough food. You get enough. You get enough of the crap that you eat. Malnourished in the sense of the fact that you don't get any nutrients. You're nutrient deficient. So you don't get any vitamins. You don't get any minerals that you need. You're not getting all the substance from the food that you eat. Instead, you're getting junk. You're getting crap added in. And you think because you eat a fiber one bar, that's healthy. You eat your oatmeal, that's healthy. But you never flip the ingredients around and looking to see like that instant oatmeal that has all of that freeze-dried fruit in it is also full of sugar, additives. The favorite processed snack you eat is full of soy, added sugar, unhealthy fats. You eat that fiber one bar thinking, oh, it's giving you fiber, but that non-natural fiber is not absorbed through your body, so it's stored as a toxin. But they don't tell you that because they tell you you need your vitamin A, your fiber, and all these things. So let me just add fiber into your food because we stripped it with from all the nutrients if it had any anyway. And so then you all these things. So let me just add fiber into your food because we stripped it with from all the nutrients if it had any anyway. And so then you all these things. So let me just add fiber into your food because we stripped it with from all the nutrients if it had any anyway. And so then you sit there and think, well, I eat a fiber one bar every single day so I get enough fiber because it says it has over 28 grams of fiber. And that's plenty for me because I eat this and X, Y, and Z. And you're sitting there like, okay, but all of that has fake fiber in it. Just because it says it has fiber does not mean that's a natural fiber that your body needs. Are you eating fruits? Are you eating vegetables? Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? A lot of people are believing in what society thinks is normal and they think that it's healthy. We follow these food pyramids, we follow these my plates. And a lot of people are not understanding that they have been tricking you and they keep lying to you. And I see your comments. Thank you for your comments. I have addressed soy many different times. Eating for your blood type as well. I address that quite often. You can go check out my videos for that. Talking about, there are 2 different videos talking about soy, talking about eating for your blood type, because both of those are facade. People do them, but you're really sitting there making it more difficult than you have to. And I break this down and talk about this all throughout my program, that you're doing all of these momentary things that they try to put you in this box. You don't have to do all of that. Like, if you're eating correctly, you're eating every single thing that you're supposed to be doing. As far as you're eating your fruits, you're eating your vegetables, there's no reason for you to need meat for your protein. There's no reason for you to need dairy for your vitamins, your minerals. There's no reason for you to have to eat for your blood type. Because if you're eating fruits and vegetables, you're going to get all the nutrients that you need. So everybody's blood type works with fruits and vegetables. So why do we have to eat for our blood type? It just makes no sense. That's why I said you're just literally sitting there making it harder. It makes no sense to sit there and have to eat for your blood type. If you're eating fruits and vegetables, that's everybody's blood type. Everybody should be eating fruits and vegetables. If you're a human, if you're an animal, everybody can go out here and eat a fruit and a vegetable and be perfectly fine, healthy, supporting their body, because it gives you all the nutrients you need, from vitamins, from minerals, antioxidants. It flushes your body. It gets your cells hydrated on a cellular level like a lot of people are not doing. It gives you your fiber that helps you go to the bathroom. It gives you your vitamin C, your vitamin A, vitamin D. This is not something that we have to argue about, because the stats and the statistics are right there in front of you. Literally evidence right there in front of you. Evidence right here in front of you. From me. Evidence from science. There's no reason for you to sit here and have to eat for your blood type. There's no reason. There's no reason. There's documented proof to go against it. I'm not going to argue. Like I said, I don't have to argue about this. You can do what you want to do. But what I'm saying is, for the people that are trying to learn how to eat healthy and take care of their body correctly, there's no reason for you to have to eat for your blood type. Eat plant-based foods. And far as fish, they swim in tainted water. They swim in mercury. They swim in chemicals that our government literally dumps into the ocean. So when you're eating fish, you're absorbing those microplastics. You're absorbing those chemicals. You're eating what these animals eat. They're finding wildlife, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about this. Like you said, it works for you. You do what you got to do. But I'm talking to the people that are in here that are sitting here listening and reading comments as well, to address the fact that I don't promote this. And the reason why is, when you are sitting there eating the animals of the ocean, they've been finding since, I think, 2018, 2019, they found their first sea lion, which are deep water dwellers, with cancer. They started doing more research. They're finding salmon with cancer. They're finding dolphins with cancer. Whales are breaching themselves on purpose. Deep water dweller animals, sea creatures are coming from the deep water to breach themselves above water, where they cannot breathe and live, because you know they have to be in a certain temperature of down there. Up here is a different level, and they go up here to unalive themselves on purpose. That's the ocean crying out and speaking to you and telling you there's something wrong. The government came out all through 2020. Everybody was reporting. You remember that fire that was in the middle of the ocean? Everybody was talking about how the government purposely dumps chemicals in the middle of the ocean so it cannot become a bioweapon. The fish swim in this environment. They live in this environment. They eat in this environment. They breathe in this environment. There is nothing safe about any seafood. Regardless of what they tell you, it's healthier for you to eat salmon. It's also told to you when you go to the grocery store that it's supposed to be groceries there. But yet we have health food sections in the grocery store. So what's the rest of the food in the grocery store if there's health food sections? Like I said, that's all I'm going to say on that. Because the kicker is, the choices we make every single day, what we eat, what we drink, it either positively affects you or negatively affects you. So it can either be a building block to help you throughout your day, give you the energy that you need, or it can sit here and make you feel like crap, feel fatigued, feel mentally fogged. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people's goal when they are sitting there trying to do diet culture versus changing their lifestyle is that they want to lose weight. So they sit here and do diets to lose weight, when diets throw off your balance, because that is literally putting your body in fight or flight mode. 1 minute you're following one thing, next minute you're going back to your old habits, and you flip-flop every couple of months. Why would you keep doing that and willingly put your body through the process of consuming toxins, having to flush it out, consuming processed foods, having to flush it out, and going back and forth, which throws off your balance, when you can learn how to eat correctly, eat your favorite snacks, but in a non-chemical crappy form, but actual real food, because there's plenty of ways for you to make all of these snacks that you love with real actual ingredients. And take care of your body. Give yourself antioxidants so you're not built up with toxins, not putting your body into stress. It's a wonder why society feels so sick. It's a wonder why everybody's sitting out here feeling fatigued all the time, feeling like they can't make it through the day without coffee. It's because y'all are so out of balance, and you're so focused on following what a doctor tells you to the T that you don't realize that that same doctor makes profit off of you, right? And so what do they need you to do? Keep coming back. That's just like when you work out with somebody who knows that your goal is for you to have the most cut core, and so they make your workout hard. That's what you desire. Yes, you hated it in the process. You didn't want to sit there and have to work out for as long as you did and work as hard as you did and sweat as hard as you did. If you don't enjoy working out, because I don't. Some people do, I don't. but you know and you see the results, so you keep going. You keep coming back to them. That's what they need you to do. Keep coming back to them. That's the same process as this doctor. You know you hate going to the doctor, but they know at the end of the day, you rely so heavily on their opinion and what they tell you to do. So what do? You keep coming back. You keep coming back for more and more. And then you sit there and you realize in 10 to 20 years, oh my goodness, now I have cancer. And they're like, well, guess what? Not only do you have cancer, but your kidneys are failing, your liver's failing, your organs are failing, you have congestive heart failure. Like, they're telling you all these things and you're like, but I followed everything you told me to the T, doctor. You know why? Because they needed you to keep coming back, and now you've given them 15, 20, 30 years of profit off of you not taking care of your body, and now you need a surgery. So now you're upping your bill even more, and you keep coming back. And let me tell you, for the people that you eat all this plant-based food and you sit here and you think that like, oh, I can eat beyond vegan. I'm gonna say vegan because I want to differentiate, because that's what I say. I'm plant-based. The people who eat vegan food, you eat all this beyond, this impossible, you eat all this tofu. And I address what soy is, and I address why it's so dangerous for you. So just check out my previous videos or check out my last live. Understand that you were sitting here making yourself toxic, not realizing that these are different types of GMOs. And this certain GMO of soy throws off your hormonal balance. They're telling you to eat these Beyond Burgers, it's impossible meat. They're telling you that it's okay. They're starting to put it in your fast food. But when you look at the ingredients, toxic inflammatory oils, tons of soy, tons of fillers. There's no actual real meat. They literally, I think they just redone the Impossible Burger. It's either the Impossible or the Beyond, because I don't eat either. So I only keep up with what I see in the news articles. I think it was the Impossible Burger. They just revamped no, I think it's the Beyond. I feel like it's the Beyond. They just revamped it to now have avocado oil in it. So they can put on the front that it's made with avocado oil to make people be like, oh, it's made with avocado oil. Let me go get it. We're not realizing majority of these companies lie to you when they say they put avocado oil in your food, because they can cut the avocado oil, half avocado, half something else. And they can put it on there because there's no rules or regulations. There's so many loopholes that they don't have to do that. All the soy they add in there is going to throw off your hormonal balance. All the additives and fillers in there are going to be toxic and store inside of you. So you didn't get any nutrients in there. You didn't get any support with the food that you just ate, but you're eating vegan. So at the end of the day, that's what your doctor recommended for you, is to eat vegan. Your doctor recommended for you to eat your blood type, and your blood type says, oh, give me vegan. Make it make sense. Like, truly, make it make sense. She said, I know I need to change the way I eat. I want to eat clean. I'm 40, so I want to be extremely healthy. And that is amazing. Like, you've come to the realization you want that for yourself. So it's a matter of now, like, figuring out what are you going to do? How are you going to educate yourself in the space? And how are you going to separate diet culture with the change in your lifestyle? Because this is not something like keto or paleo that you're going to do for yourself momentarily for a couple of months, for every other month or whatever, and then you're going to flop back. This is something that you have to completely change your habits and your lifestyle for, so that not only are you supported in healing from the inside out, but also establishing those healthier habits that you want and that you deserve. And so, exactly, everybody wants to be energetic. Everybody wants to feel good. And so the question for our live today, one of the questions is, how do we get to the point where our health goals are not overwhelming us? How do we feel like we can get started without feeling like we're overwhelmed, like too much is going on? Like, I'm not sitting there spending a whole bunch of time, money, and energy to begin this. Because I can say I didn't. I didn't do all of that. First thing you have to do is get into the right mindset. Because like I said earlier with our friend who was in here earlier, and that's why I said, like, I'm not mad, I'm not angry, I'm not like having an attitude. I just answer questions with this very serious face. Like, that's just me. Like, I did school, I went, college and everything. So public speaking, when I had public speaking class, you're not supposed to just be like, you have cues, if that makes sense. And my face kind of just been trained to be like that when I'm giving a point and speaking. It's a powerful way of speaking. Some people get offended. Some people feel like I'm getting an attitude. It is what it is. How you take it is how you take it. At the end of the day, I'm telling you, I'm not mad for anybody commenting on my page, asking questions. But when you have an opinion that you want to keep arguing versus actually actual fact that I give you every single time I go live, then I'm not going to keep addressing it. I'm going to be straight, tell you what I say, and then we're going to keep on pushing. We're going to keep on moving. And so reframing your mindset around what you have been taught is going to support you in realizing, one, your body is a temple. It's a sacred temple that you have to be taken care of. Thanks for all the follows and likes, guys. I haven't said that, I don't think, yet, and I really appreciate it. Your temple is supposed to be treated with care, correctly. Just think about like how church, think about a church building, think about whatever your religion is. If you have religion, if you just believe in the Most High himself like I do, then you know that like the church can be deeper than just you going in a building. But let's say a church is clean, church is taken care of, nobody disrespecting the church. When you are eating in the church, we try to give good food, even though it's obviously still soul food, but you give it with care. You don't just throw something on the plate and be like, okay, this is my church. You don't just sit there and throw the pews up on there and be like, okay, this is the church. You put thought into it. There's care into it. My dog, oh my goodness. So it's sitting there filled with precious things. There's precious items in that church. People in there are recognized as precious items. That's what the inside of you should be feeling like. Clean, supported. Your body should be feeling like you're giving it care every single time you eat. You should be cleaning out your systems on a regular basis, just like you clean the area of the church often. You should be treating your internal organs as a precious, vital offering to the Most High, because your organs are precious. You only get one set of all things inside of your body, including your external body. That same way that you treat something that you know is holy is how you should be treating your insides. And a lot of people are not, because people are not thinking of it as my body is a temple. They're thinking of the fact that when they say, like, God says the body is a temple, of the fact that they sit there and they think that, oh, okay, as long as I don't let anybody disrespect my temple, that's okay. But you disrespect your own temple every single day, because you don't even eat the way the Most High designed you. Because let's really break this down, because it's Sunday. We're getting into this. Y'all love to talk about how the fact that, like, oh, it's all through the Bible that we're supposed to be eating meat, that it okays meat, that meat is now sanctified because Yehoshua HaMashiach, he sat there and came back to the earth and he gave us this and he sanctified this. We can now eat pork, right? Y'all love to list all of this stuff that has been now clarified under that Yehoshua HaMashiach died on the cross for us. But you never go back and address the fact that it talks about all throughout the Bible how you need to be eating seeded fruit. It talks about all throughout the Bible how the fact that you need to be eating seeded fruit. It also talks about all throughout the Bible how majority of the time these people are eating meat on a special occasion, not on the regular like we're doing every single day. It's a holiday. It's been years, months, whatever else without meat. They're celebrating. They've gone through a trial. They're celebrating. So if you're really so adamant about eating the meat that the way that you're supposed to be eating according to the Most High's word in the Bible, why are you eating it so much? Why are you eating it so much? And then let's run it back also. How come you still consume dairy? Because it says through the Bible the only milk you should be consuming from an animal is a goat, right? Right? So why are you consuming dairy? I'm just going to let it cook for you for a minute. I'm just going to let that cook for you. Why are you still consuming dairy? That's a question you have to answer for yourself. Like, that's a question you have to answer for yourself. I just really want to, because, like, we love to quote. And I quoted this last time. I forgot what verse it is. I have to look it up again, because I feel like I think it's in the New Testament. I feel like it's in the New Testament. But it also is mentioned kind of in the Old Testament. And I feel like it might have been. No, I think it's in the New Testament. I feel like it's in the New Testament, but it also is mentioned kind of in the Old Testament, and I feel like it might have been Romans, that it talks about the fact that better is a plate full of vegetables than a fatted calf full of hatred. Better is a plate full of vegetables than a fatted calf of hatred. Better is a plate full of vegetables than a fatted calf of hatred. Better is a plate of vegetables than a fatted calf of hatred. Your meat that you eat, better is a plate of vegetables than a fatted calf of hatred. Your meat that you eat, do you think that cow was loved? Do you think that calf was given love when it was separated away from its mother, when all it was asking for is its mother's love, being fed by its own mother's milk, and being taken care of like it's supposed to be all the rest of its life? Do you think that calf was loved? Do you think it was slaughtered in love? Do you think when they cut the cancer out of that meat that they're giving you is made from love? I don't see love in that. I don't see love in any of that. So like it says in the verses, since we want to quote, better is a plate full of vegetables of love than a fatted calf of hatred. So when next time you're sitting there and you've eaten meat all day long with every single meal because that's what you've been trained to do, because that's what you believe you have to get for your protein, think about how that meat was prepared. Did you go to McDonald's? Did you go to Burger King? Did you go to fast food places? Because it was prepared with hatred. I'm going to tell you that now because they don't even want to be there. It was no love put into your food. No love was put into the food that you're eating. No care was put into the food that you're eating. They're stressed out, they're overworked, they're underpaid. So think about from the flip side, what will happen if you truly start treating your body the way that it's naturally supposed to be treated, by supporting it so that it can naturally heal itself? Treating your way that you're supposed to be treating your body internally. Thanks for all the likes. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Because when you nourish your body with real whole foods, which are plant-based foods, fruits, vegetables, seeded fruit, vegetables, organic, non-GMO, naturally from the earth, you are not just feeding your stomach because it's growling, but you're fueling your body and giving it nutrients. So then it can sit there and every single cell in your body can operate at full capacity like it should be and it can be. Because there's plenty of studies to show that, like, they call it diet, but I say lifestyle, because this is literally your life. It's either you have the correct lifestyle or you have diet culture. And so your lifestyle should be rich in eating fruits and vegetables more than anything else. You should be eating more fruits and vegetables than anything else. And if anything else outweighs it, you're imbalanced. Whole grains can help you reduce your inflammation if you use them correctly, because if you overconsume grains, as we all know, that can be detrimental. That can be harsh on the body. That's not good. But when you combine them and you use fruits and vegetables like you should be on a regular basis and consuming them more than anything, and you add in that a little bit of whole grain in there, you see how their inflammation reduces in your body, which supports you in healing on the inside and helps you get hydrated on a cellular level, get oxygen on a cellular level, which is going to help everything in your body function, your brain, your gut, your intestinal systems, your liver, your kidneys, your heart. This is how you don't have clogged arteries, because you're giving yourself everything you need to be flushed, everything to be nutritional and have nutritional value in your body. You'll have balanced hormones and increased energy, because for the people that are sitting out here that have to depend on coffee or they're fatigued all the time, you'll start to realize that all you have to do is start swapping little things in your lifestyle that are keeping you away from the healing that you need. Start eating more fresh fruits. Start cutting back on the processed foods that have a bunch of crap in them, and start to just find alternatives, because they're coming out with plenty of alternatives that aren't just for you to be sitting here eating, and calorie counting, and then making sure I'm not going to overeat this and restricting, but rather allowing you to be able to enjoy what you're eating and take care of your body at the same time. Because it's about you getting the vitamins, the antioxidants, the minerals, giving your body the actual positive life force that you need, the positivity that your body is desiring. Because you have to realize there's an energy in food. That's the reason why it says a vegetable plate full of love versus a fatted calf of hatred. That is energy. And when you eat spiritually dead food, that causes internal stress. When you eat spiritually dead food all the time, every single day, eventually you're going to develop diseases. Eventually you're going to develop cancer. Spiritually dead food looks like this dairy and this meat that y'all love to eat. These processed foods that y'all love to eat all the time. This is not alive. What's alive? What comes from the earth. It's literally produced from the earth. That's the reason why plants are a living being. That's why plants are alive. That study has been known for I don't know how many decades. Plants are alive. Just like you are alive. You should be consuming spiritually alive food. And so it's not only just food to get yourself not to be hungry in my stomach, not to be growling, but actually to support your body in healing. Because I know, for instance, for when my path and my journey started, it was because I felt overwhelmed. I was calorie counting, I was restricting, I was doing diet culture. Nothing was working for me, nothing was supporting me. And I could not understand why. I just felt unhealthy all the time. I felt heavy. I felt like it was like a back and forth, a cat and mouse game, like constantly inflamed, disconnected from my body. So I'm praying to the Most High and I'm asking him, like, can you figure out what is going on for me? Just point me in the direction. And he completely shifted my mindset. Once he started showing me they're giving sea life cancer. I mean, technically they are, but sea life are developing cancer. I'm not going to say they're giving it to them because maybe they could be doing it without knowing, but let's really be honest. Same thing with the meat. I started learning about GMO animals, how they were producing them, eventually leading themselves to giving it to us and not having to tell us, which happened, I think, in 2022, 2021. I learned all about this while we were locked down in the house in 2020. I knew about the 2030 agenda in 2020 before anybody was talking about it. I already knew about the 2030 agenda. I already started to learn about it. I was tired and fatigued. I was ending my time in college, and I knew that, like, I had not taken care of myself the way that I wanted. And so I started to show myself love, give myself that self-care and that self-love that everybody loves to talk about here on this app. And how I started to do that was changing my habits. Realized that my habits around food were absolutely impacting me, and realizing that I was not using food as my medicine, but something just to fill my stomach, when food is fuel. It's the powerhouse to your body getting started and cut on. It's just like when you need to light the furnace. It was lighting my furnace by giving myself everything that I needed. My energy came back. My skin cleared up. The inflammation lowered, because obviously when your skin is clearing, your inflammation is lowering. So I no longer had knee pain. I developed asthma in high school. By 2020, I want to say 2022, because I started, whatever year it was, into 2022, I'm pretty sure, whatever it was, I didn't have to take my inhaler anymore. I didn't have asthma anymore. I wasn't dealing with weight fluctuation. I felt so light, it kind of scared me at first. Like, I was like, I must have lost a lot of weight. I didn't lose a whole lot of weight. I just slimmed down because I felt heavy. I was heavy. My face was heavy. And if you want the results to actually see what I was looking like, go check my profile. It's literally pinned to the top. You can see the difference in my face alone. I never lost weight in my face. I was always struggling, and I thought about getting a weight loss surgery in my face. Like, I was like, if I can get that little, like, cheek fat removal surgery, and I was telling my dentist this, I was like, I want to have to get my back teeth removed because I have so much fat in my cheeks. That was inflammation. I changed the way that I was eating, and I no longer even have that thought. I don't have any fat sitting in my cheeks. I had literal fat pockets sitting in my cheeks that were affecting my teeth. That's a sign to tell you that, like, majority of people are also thinking these same things of a surgery is a solution for me. Surgeries are not a solution. You know what's a solution? Figuring out the root cause of the problem and fixing it. That's how you get the solution that you need. That's how you feel the inner peace in your body, and you finally realize that you've been overwhelming yourself. It's not anything else. It's not any other outside factor. It's been you and your actions. Because like I said, like, I didn't even realize the change and the difference until I was like, I don't feel heavy anymore. This is insane. So like I said, if you want to see those results, it's literally pinned to my profile. Go check it out and go look at it. Look at the transformation that has happened. See how my body changed. It's been 4 years since I've gone plant-based, and I'm telling you, I will not go back at all. At all. Small little steps towards your goal is going to establish those big changes later on, that big lifestyle changes that you want, that you're looking for. You don't need to sit here and be like, oh, okay, overnight I'm going to completely switch my diet and I'm not going to eat this anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore, because that's going to stress you out. That's going to overwhelm you. We know that. Start small. Commit to making a change in either breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'm going to add in more fruits in breakfast. I'm going to add in more vegetables for dinner. I'm going to stop cooking my vegetables with meat, because anything cooked with meat turns into meat. I'm going to stop putting my meat with vegetables, because anything cooked with with meat is meat. I'm going to start making sure I flush my system with more real whole fruits, organic, natural fruits, non-GMO, seeded fruits than I ever have, because I don't eat enough. Like, that was my thought process, was how do I break my fast and do it correctly? If I fast, because I was intermittent fasting in 2020, I had already started doing that. I was like, how do I break my fast and do it effectively and understand how to support my body through that process? Oh, I know. Fruits flush you. So when I get hungry, add in more fruits. Add in, if you really want some oatmeal, if you have to have something to chew like I do, I love to put fruits in my oatmeal. Don't cook the fruits in the oatmeal. Make the oatmeal, then add the fruits. Boom. Simple little things to incorporate it in so that you start to understand how to make plant-based meals. And it's deeper than just you chopping up some vegetables, putting on a plate and be like, okay, this is my meal. Because no, I cook my food. I make plenty of food. You can check it out on my profile and you can see like the different recipes that I make, how I make my plant-based cheese sauce, how I make my, well, I'm trying to think of the last thing that I made. I can't think of it. I can't think of the last thing that I made, but I made some meals on here, okay? Like, I don't cook on here often, but when I post something, like on my story, if you check out my stories on a regular, I'm constantly posting food that I make or that I go get. Because there's vegan spots that aren't going to poison you. You need to start understanding the impact of you eating greens and how the fiber impacts you, and to see how you're healthy, because majority of America does not get enough fiber every single day. See how the berries help you get flushed out and support your body, and see how you can get plant-based proteins and how they affect you differently than meat-based proteins. Because when you're eating plant-based proteins, you see how it affects you positively and gives you that energy that you need without sitting there making you feel like you have the itis afterwards, without making you feel sluggish like you need a nap afterwards. But it's all a matter of knowing what you need to do and making little small changes. Because instead of focusing on what you can't eat, like a lot of people do, where they're like, well, I can't eat this anymore, I can't have my cheese, I can't. Figure out how to focus on what you can have and what you can substitute. Because I promise, as soon as you start worried about what you can't have, you'll start to realize that, oh, there's plant-based cheeses. Oh, I can make my own cheese sauce and quesos. Oh, I can simply make my own meatloaf, fried chicken, or whatever else that you want to make. Simple, easy. Fill your plates with veggies, like veggies, fruits, legumes, whole grains, to give you that nutritional value in your food and take up more space so you're not eating all the time. Because majority of society eats all day long because they're not giving themselves the things that they need when it comes to the foods that they're consuming. And so you sit there and you crave all the time. You sit there and you feel like you're heavy all the time because you're eating all the time. You're filling, but you're not fueling. So your body is not using any of that food to convert into energy. So it's stuck and holding on to it because it has nothing to do with it. Another portion that we have to understand, I've been talking about this throughout the live, but it's just hydration. Understanding that if you are sitting there waking up and you're not drinking water, the first thing, hydration, when you start waking up and hydrating your body, it also lubricates your brain, which gets your brain active. It helps you not only sit there and kick hunger if you're not really hungry but your stomach is growling. Drink a little bit of water first. Sit there and wait. It also helps with that fatigue because it's going to wake your brain up. It's going to get everything flowing because, oh my goodness, you gave yourself some hydration. Like, flush and digest. Flush toxins, digest. Flush toxins, digest. That's what we have to think about. Because when you start your day with drinking water before you start consuming anything, eating anything, drinking coffee, you'll start to see that, like, oh, you'll go to the bathroom first thing in the AM, which helps you along throughout your day because you're starting your day out with your BM, as you should be. As you should be. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. I'm trying to see what point we were on so I don't skip anything. I want to ask you before I think we have like 5 more topics to hit, like little points. But I want to ask you before we hit those, what do you feel like for you, what step is most doable for you today? What is one thing that you feel like, okay, today I can eat more fruit. Today I can go to the grocery store and I'll grab more veggies. Today I can go in and get those frozen fruits that I've had in my freezer for forever that I was saving for me to sit there and put some alcohol in it and actually sit there and make a smoothie. What is one step that you can make right now that is going to help you get a small win today towards your health rather than you just doing any and everything? What is one small thing that you can do for yourself? You don't have to answer it in the comments if you want to. I would love to see. I'd love to know. But just think about what is one small thing that I can do to use food as my medicine and to create a space of me understanding how to live a plant-based lifestyle to start taking care of my body. Because like we said before, food carries energy. Alive food is whole food, which is going to give your body energy. Spiritually dead food, Processed foods is lifeless. It's going to make you feel sluggish. It's going to make you feel like you're tired, fatigued, like you have no energy. So you have to sit here and take care of your body and understand that, like, what you feed it, either your body is going to sit there and reject it and hate it, or it's going to make you feel good and it's going to thank you for it. It's going to say, oh my goodness, I feel energized and no longer feeling bloated and I feel flushed out. So let me give you some energy back. And guess what? Now we can do that thing that you've been waiting to do, because you have that mental clarity, that mental space was cleared to be like, okay, I feel good today. Because a lot of you sit here and you depend every single month on having one day of burst of energy to get everything done. Not realizing that, especially for females, because I know during the week of the time that we are going through our menstrual cycle, we're supposed to rest. But you should have the 25 days out of that whole month that you shouldn't have to worry about anything else besides you can get your work done. You can do this. You shouldn't have pain in between. And men, you shouldn't be feeling fatigued all the time either. As a being, we have to realize this whole tired and fatigued mindset is because of the actions that we have. This whole feeling like we have no energy every single day is because of the things that we do and the actions that we have. And I'm not saying that you're not overworked at work. I'm not saying you're not tired because you have kids or something like that. But what I'm saying is, if you started to take care of your body with using food as your medicine and started actually supporting your body, you would see the difference and be like, wow, I've never been taking care of my body the way that it was needing to. So that's the reason why every single day I have to drink coffee. That's the reason why every single day that I feel like I'm literally an addict if I don't get my sugar. So if you are ready, before I end this live, you can drop your questions down below before we go. But I am going to take questions beforehand. So in closing, I want to say to everybody, like, if you are ready to stop sitting here on survival mode, you're ready to actually start thriving in the space that you are, understanding how to make those small changes and get support through that, the accountability. Know how I lived a plant-based lifestyle for 4 years and will be living it 5, 6, 7 years, whatever down the line. And will continue to live this way because there's no reason to go back to eating the way that I was, knowing how my body has been supported and changed and loved this lifestyle. I'm here to help you. I have a Bloom and Thrive program. That Bloom and Thrive program is literally going to help you bloom into the space of being plant-based by making your own meals, curating your own healthy, non-toxic products, making your own holistic medicine. So if you ever do feel sick or somebody around you feels sick, you don't have to use chemicals to feel better. And the same thing with pain. You don't have to use chemicals for all of this. And to overall get step by step through those 12 weeks of how I live a plant-based lifestyle, having one-on-ones with me, having workshops with me so we can create and craft everything that you need. And at the end of it, we have sustainable practices that are simple and that are easy for you to do. And if you were not completely ready for that, but you can get it with Klarna Firma Afterpay, I have a simple plant-based cookbook that is linked in my bio for $25 that can help you start making plant-based meals today. Super simple, super easy. And if you are ready to cleanse, I have a cleansing code because it is the end of the year. A lot of people talking about how they want to cleanse, they want to release, they want to do all of this, they want to start the new year feeling good. I have the cleansing code bundle that is going to help you. It gives you herbs, but it gives you how to support your body using food specifically, flushing with food, and then use a little bit of herbs in between if that's what you desire to do. You said, do you think pain during menstrual cycle is connected to inflammatory foods? 1,000%. 1,000%. That's exactly what it is. When you are having painful menstrual cycles, it's an overload of inflammation inside of that area specifically that is being affected. And so that's the reason why because I was a woman who had painful menstrual cycles all of my life since I started all the way until I went plant-based. And like sometimes it still can get me if I eat too many fried foods. Especially as people of color, we eat a lot of fried foods just naturally from our culture of what we cook when it comes to holidays and things like that, celebrations. And so that feeds inflammation. Inflammation causes painful menstrual cycles, PCOS, fibroids. It causes infertility issues because that's your body's way of fighting internally, and figuring out what's going on is going to help that fight to finally disperse. because I've helped plenty of people understanding the connection and making them to really sit there and make the connection between inflammation and how you feel exhausted and overwhelmed, and you feel like you're toxic on the inside, feeling overwhelmed and heavy, feeling like you have weight fluctuation. And literally within a few weeks of you just understanding and living a plant-based lifestyle, you'll see all of that changes, because plant-based changes your lifestyle. Plant-based changes the way that you feel. You'll sleep better. You'll act better when it comes to the actions that you have in your day-to-day. You'll feel like you have more energy, so you'll start doing more. Your skin will be glowing. You will be literally feeling like a breath of fresh air inside out. Like how when you brush your teeth and you get that minty feeling, that's what your body's gonna feel like on the inside. No exaggeration. like no exaggeration. And there's no reason for you to wait and sit here and think that like, oh, I'm gonna do this at the beginning of the new year. I'm gonna do this at the new year. Why not start today? So then when you go to 2025 and you start the new year, you'll already be like, what, I think at least 6 weeks into the program. I don't know how many weeks we have left in the year, but you'll be at least 6 weeks into the program. So that means you'll be starting out January already ahead of the game. So by the end of January, where everybody's sitting there struggling, trying to keep up with their New Year's resolution, you'll be sustained, because at the end of those 12 weeks, you have sustainable habits that you've already been doing for 2 months. So now you're sitting there and you're just like, oh, this is easy for me. I'm not even worried about what y'all got going on. Because that was me. I was like, I'm not going to start the new year. I started in October of the year that I started going plant-based. I started in October. Because I said by January, I want to feel great. And by January, I was. She said, went vegan back in 2017. Loved it. How do I get back into it after so long? Adapt the same mentality that you had the first time that you went vegan. If you want to go plant-based versus vegan and not use vegan products, but actually just support your body with food, what mindset brought you to this space in the beginning? Was it healing? Was it experience from other people, seeing other people do it? What brought you into the lifestyle at first? Was it suffering and you hated where you were suffering, so you knew you needed change? Did the doctor tell you? What brought you there? It starts with your mind first. Realizing that if you are dealing with, let's say, fatigue and weight fluctuation, you're like, I don't want to be fatigued and having weight fluctuation anymore, and I don't want a calorie count. I did go plant-based once before. Why not just do it again? It's all about starting with your mindset first. Because thinking about, oh, it's been so many years and I haven't eaten this way is going to make you sit there and feel stressed out, overwhelmed. But if you want more support and you want accountability, if you want help going through your pantry, doing a pantry audit, making a grocery list for yourself, as well as getting to the root cause of like different issues that you have going on, if there's anything going on, you can book a one-on-one with me and I will walk you through the steps. By the end of that call, you'll be able to literally start the lifestyle, start your day, start everything that you need for you to be living a plant-based lifestyle, so that you'll go to the grocery store and have everything that you need, have your pantry cleared of all the crap that you don't need, and then on top of that, be able to feel good about it, because we've had strategy sessions of, okay, you work a 9 to 5 every single day. Instead of you having time to prep your meals, how about we find a local spot that doesn't give you all the chemicals? How about we find this will support you? Maybe you do want a meal prep. These are the things that we go through in that meeting. I think it's about a 60 to 90 minute one-on-one session. So it's a good amount of time for you to sit there and figure out what you need and what support I can give to you in that time period. So by the end, you will feel completely sustained and you will feel supported. And then after that, it's your choice if you want to keep working with me, go into the program. Because if you do book a one-on-one with me and you decide after the one-on-one you want to get into a program, that price that you pay for the one-on-one will go towards your program price. You can get everything with Klarna, Affirma, Afterpay. But I want to say, if you have any questions, drop them down. If not, when I say this last little part of my spiel for today, if I have no questions, I will be hopping off. I'm going to go get me some more water and I'm going to relax. I'm going to chill. It's a Sunday. It's a little hot in here. Your body is your home. This is your only temple that you get. This is the only precious gift that you get in life, is this one body. This is the one thing that you came into this earth with and you will leave in this earth with until your spirit is gone. I'm being goofy. So treat it like you care about it. Treat it with the love that you deserve, that it deserves. And understand that you have to be constantly flushing. You have to be constantly eating your fruits and vegetables, which flush you. And you need to understand the importance of your body's signs that it's giving you, whether it's stress, distress, whatever else. If it's just telling you like, hey, we need to flush. Hey, you're having a painful menstrual cycle. That's because you're full of inflammation. Read the signs. Make the connections. See how your life transforms as soon as you start making those connections. And when you make those connections, that's how you get to the root cause of the issue. That's how you start to figure out the root cause of the issue that you have going on. It can be simplified to find these things. And if you need that simple help, if you need that simplification, I can support you in doing that. Come book a one-on-one with me and we can start today. That would be amazing for you to start today, because think about it. You don't have that long into 2024 anymore. You book that one-on-one call today and you will walk into 2025 not sitting here following this diet culture, not sitting here following these New Year's resolutions, because now you have changed your lifestyle, because the habits that you have support your body. You're using food as your medicine and healing from the inside out. So if you have any more questions, please drop them down. Any questions about what we talked about today, any questions about plant-based living, healthy lifestyle, anything like that, drop it down. If you have any questions about using food as your medicine, I don't know if I just said that, but I probably did. If you have any questions about any, like, soy, if you have any questions about processed foods, if you have any questions about getting full nutrients, what questions do you have for me before I get off? And if you missed this live and you want to catch this full live, I do post it on my YouTube afterwards. Go subscribe to my YouTube. And if you are watching this later on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. But we have to start changing before 2025. There's a 2030 agenda for a reason. There's a reason why they started telling you about a 2030 agenda now, 5 years after they've established everything they need to establish. I hope this live has supported you. I'm not seeing any more questions, so I am going to hop off. This live will be posted probably after the holidays, so next week, which is not my holiday, but a lot of people celebrate. So I hope you have an amazing, amazing rest of your day. I hope this live has impacted you positively. Come back. We will be live again next week. If you want to know when I go live and you don't want to miss out any lives, I do send an email out to everybody that's on my email list before I go live, so you know when I'll go live, so you can catch it. And you also get our Wellness Wednesday information. So if you are on the email list, you get our Wellness Wednesday. It's tips and strategies from me, information that I get from the internet. I send a lot of scientific articles to show you this is what it is. Here's the article link. You can look it up yourself, because there's a lot of people that want to argue fact over their opinion over facts, rather. So I hope you have an amazing, amazing rest of your day. Thanks for all the likes, guys. Thanks for everybody who is here. I hope to see you again. Let the Most High be with you today, and peace, y'all. I hope y'all have an amazing Sunday.